This is Matt from MGMT Boston, and on this episode of The Lantern, we have Sesha Kadakia, the CEO and co-founder of Tangify. We're going to talk about what she's building, what she's learned from building this IP AI company, and go from there. Sesha, thank you for having me into your office today.
And thank you very much for inviting me, Matt. Super excited to be here.
First and foremost, what are you building at Tangify? What is this startup?
So Tangify is an AI-powered platform for figuring out what inventions you have, creating invention disclosure documentation, and essentially digesting the potential patent claims you can get. So if you think about a typical patenting process, it usually involves about a half a dozen touch points between yourself and an IP attorney over the course of 3, 6, or sometimes even 9 to 12 months. And so what we're able to do at Tangify is distill all of that down to about 30 minutes using your existing documentation. So that's what we do.
Very impressive. Now, there's a lot going on in this startup. Today, looking back into 2024, and then as we charge in this year, what are some of the highlights as you look back, and what are you all focused on as we head into Q1 and deeper into the year?
So for 2024 was a big building year for us. We built out our product, we built out our team, and we also test drove a number of go-to-market strategies.
Great.
And so I'm happy to say that we actually circled up our very first enterprise pilot program in 2024. And then looking ahead to 2025, there's really 3 different things that we're focused on. One is continuing to grow our team. 2 is to continue to make product investments. And then the 3rd is really to scale up the enterprise pilot program into something much more meaningful.
Awesome. And you've done a lot in your career, whether that's institutional finance, now the CEO of an early stage startup. What have you learned building startups both today and over the last few years?
I think the number one takeaway I would tell you is, we are building in AI and new technologies like AI come and go over the years. But the key, no matter what, is still to stay laser focused on your customers' use cases. And that's something that never goes away.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we think about, here in the Boston startup community and more broadly, how can we help you grow? What are some of the things you're focused on that we can keep our eyes and ears peeled for in the months ahead?
So first of all, the Boston startup community is fantastic. We have built alongside many founders out there. And in addition to that, many of the senior engineers around here have become really helpful beta testers, which we are incredibly grateful for. But 3 things, if you really want to be helpful to us, 3 things that would be super helpful is 1, we are looking to bring on product and engineering talent. So if you know anyone, please feel free to make some introductions. 2 is we're also starting to build relationships with investors over the course of the coming months. 3rd is, if you're thinking about securing IP, you have questions, please just think of us.
Absolutely. This is Sesha from Tangify. This is Matt from MGMT Boston on this episode of The Lantern. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt.